Somewhere right now, someone is about to turn down a raise, or extra hours, or a bonus, because they're convinced it'll bump them into a higher tax bracket and somehow leave them with less money than before. It sounds almost reasonable, said out loud, which is exactly why the myth is so sticky and so quietly expensive. It's one of the most common money myths there is. And it quietly costs real people real dollars every year. Here's the truth. A raise can never, on its own, shrink your paycheck. Let me show you exactly why. This is Calm Dollar, where we take the intimidating parts of money and make them calm, clear, and usable. Today we're clearing up one of the most misunderstood ideas in all of personal finance: how tax brackets actually work. Get this one wrong and you might turn down free money out of pure fear. Get it right, and you'll never flinch at a raise again. If plain English money with zero hype is your kind of thing, consider subscribing. And stick with me, because by the end of this you'll understand your own taxes better than most people ever bother to. Let's start with the fear, because it honestly feels logical. You've heard that tax brackets go up in steps. The more you earn, the higher your rate climbs. So somewhere in the back of your head, the math looks like this. If a raise pushes you from the 12% bracket up into the 22% bracket, then suddenly your whole income gets taxed at 22% instead of 12%. And if that were actually true, crossing that line could absolutely leave you worse off. One small raise triggering a big new tax bill on everything you make. You can almost picture it. The raise lands, your whole paycheck jumps up to the new rate, and you somehow end the year further behind than where you started. People genuinely believe this. They turn down promotions. They wave off overtime. They quietly hope their bonus stays small, all to dodge a tax trap that does not actually exist, because that is simply not how the brackets work. Here's the piece that almost nobody explains. Tax brackets are marginal. That one word is the whole secret, so let's make it plain. Marginal means each tax rate only applies to the dollars that fall inside that specific bracket, not to your entire income. Picture a row of buckets lined up on a shelf. Your income is water, and you pour it in from the left. The first bucket fills up at the lowest tax rate. Only once that first bucket is completely full does the water spill over into the next bucket, which is taxed at a slightly higher rate. Then that one fills, and the overflow moves along to the next. Your money never all gets dumped into whichever bucket you happen to reach last. It's spread across all of them, and each bucket only ever taxes the water it actually holds. So when a raise pushes a little water up into a higher bucket, only that little bit of overflow gets the higher rate. Every dollar underneath is still sitting calmly in the lower buckets, taxed exactly the way it was before. Crossing into a new bracket never reaches back and retaxes the money below it. That's the whole misunderstanding in a single sentence. People picture the higher rate reaching backward to swallow everything, when it only ever touches the money sitting right on top. Let's put real, round numbers on it, because this is where the fear finally falls apart. Imagine an illustrative set of brackets. The first chunk of your income is taxed at 10%, the next chunk at 12%, and above about $47,000. Income starts getting taxed at 22%. Now, say you're earning right around that $47,000 line, sitting at the very top of the 12% bucket. Your boss offers you a $3,000 raise. Here's the fear talking. That raise pushes me into the 22% bracket, so now I'll be taxed 22% on all $50,000. That's a monster tax bill. But watch what actually happens. Only the $3,000 sitting above the line crosses over into the 22% bucket. 22% of $3,000 is $660 in extra tax, which means out of your $3,000 raise, you keep $2,340. Not less than before, over $2,000 more, every single year. Sit with that for a second. The exact move people dread most, crossing into the next bracket, still leaves them clearly and measurably ahead. And every dollar you were already earning? Taxed at exactly the same rates as the day before the raise. The raise never touched it. If this is finally clicking, subscribe so the next breakdown finds you. Because there's one more number that makes this even clearer. That number is your effective tax rate, and it's the one that actually matters. People love to say, I'm in the 22% bracket, as if that's the rate they pay on everything they earn. They don't. 22% is only their top rate, the rate on their last and highest dollars. To find what you really pay, you blend all the buckets together. On that $50,000, you'd pay 10% on the lowest slice, 12% on the big middle slice, and 22% only on that thin top slice. Most of your income is taxed down in the cheaper buckets, and only that very last stretch ever feels the top rate at all. Add it up, and the total lands somewhere around 12 to 13% of your income, not 22. That blended number is your effective rate, and it is always lower, usually a lot lower, than the bracket you're in. So the next time someone groans that they're in the 22% bracket, you'll quietly know the truth. Almost none of their money is actually being taxed at 22%. So how do you put all this to work? A few calm moves. Move 1. Never ever turn down a raise, overtime, or a bonus out of fear of your tax bracket. You will always keep the large majority of every new dollar. The raise math only ever runs in your favor. There is no income line where earning one more dollar leaves you worse off. The tax code simply doesn't work that way. Move 2. Don't panic when a bonus check looks brutally taxed. Bonuses are often withheld at a flat, higher rate upfront, but withholding is not your final bill. If too much got taken, you get it back when you file. It can sting to see it on the pay stub, but that sting is about timing, not a real loss. Move 3. When you're weighing a money decision, how much a deduction is worth, or how much to steer into a pre-tax retirement account, use your marginal rate, your top bracket, because that's the rate those extra dollars are working against. Move 4. Know that a handful of income-based benefits and credits can phase out as you earn more. But that's a separate thing from the tax brackets, and it's the one place where crossing a threshold actually deserves a closer look. The brackets themselves will never punish you for earning more. So let's bring it home. Tax brackets are marginal, which means each rate only ever touches the dollars inside its own bucket. Never your whole income. A raise only taxes the new dollars at the higher rate, so it always leaves you with more in your pocket. And your effective rate, what you truly pay, is a blend of all the buckets, sitting comfortably below the top bracket you're in. Once you can actually see the buckets, the fear just evaporates, and you're free to do the one thing that genuinely builds wealth. Say yes to earning more. If this took a confusing corner of money and finally made it feel calm, that's exactly what Calm Dollar is here for. So tap subscribe before you go. Next time, we tackle a question almost everyone just guesses at: how much life insurance you actually need, and how to stop paying for coverage you'll never use. And the reminder that always matters most: this is general education, not financial advice. The brackets and rates here are round, illustrative numbers, chosen only to show how the math moves. Real tax brackets change every year, depend on how you file, and apply to your income after deductions. So check the current figures, or talk with a tax professional you trust. Keep it calm and keep it yours.